Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm still with my guest, and of course, I'm going direct to Mr. Rega. Your final remarks on the coalitions, the coalition making, actually.
I really feel that OCA is going to change the political spectrum. Whichever side they join, it is going to be indeed a formidable force. Specifically speaking for Azimio, you realize that Raila's traditional voting base has been Ukambani. He has always gotten, in fact, last election he had 90% of those votes. So imagine of a case whereby OCA and therefore Kalonzo, who leads OCA, joins Azimio. It means that with Ngilu, Kibwana, and Mutua already in Azimio, he shall have locked 1.5 million votes.
Okay.
So mathematically, that is a lot. But I also am sure that they may not go for a third force, because I don't think they can force a runoff.
Okay.
So I think that
Mr. Jonah,
yes,
wrap this up.
Let me talk something about that.
Yes.
The impact that OCA will bring to the coalition. It's true, as I've said earlier, as it is with Musalia and Wetangula, who were big principals on OCA, it has already been decided that 50% has joined the Kenya Kwanza already.
Yes.
And I believe even Kalonzo and the likes of Moi, if they join one side, they will bring a little bit impact. If you've noted, I've quoted Kalonzo Musyoka, where he said that he's not joining anymore. He's not supporting Raila Odinga because of visionless. He has supported him for 3 times, and he doesn't believe that he's going to support him any longer. So we are welcoming Kalonzo to this side because this is the side that has a vision. Note that even if Kalonzo or OCA does not join and have a formidable, and come and join to have a formidable force, I believe that it's almost 80% decided that with Kenya Kwanza, they will take it, the 50+1 that they need. But they always need to have a very strong one, that even if these guys tries to do something, they will not be able, we will hit 70% and above, and we'll be okay.
Okay, let us start another conversation. Now, another bill has been introduced, actually, to ensure that the return of the voting system that was actually last used in 2007 elections, that is manual voter identification and transmission of poll results. Arega, let me start with you. What do you understand with this bill?
Okay, this bill, it touches on 3 main basic points.
Okay.
They are saying that whenever there is a discrepancy between the physically brought votes, the results, and electronically transmitted results, whenever there is inconsistency between these two, then the manual one prevails. So basically, if you look at it in a mischievous manner, it means that we will just have a manual system because the electrical may just fail. Another point, they're saying that IBC is not allowed to live stream results. They're saying that they should come and tell us the final result instead of raising anxiety by Raila having 40, Ruto 50, that movement. But that is something that I see there. They don't prohibit the media houses to do the same. You know, the law is very clear. If they don't touch on the media, it means that to some extent they are allowed. With them, they can stream the results. So if you look at this law, it appears that as it has been referred to with the Honorable Aden Duale, that it is rigging legislation, that the Azimio, because Amos Kemunye is the one tabling this bill. So they already fear that maybe this is to install a puppet President Raila Amolo Odinga. But my worry is this. The deputy president of this republic has said before that they...
Arega, we are coming to that. Let us just, let me ask you, what do you think about the bill that has been introduced?
Yeah, once I can say that it's good that it's dealing with electronic and manual. It's always good to have something that you can compare, just to be sure of whatever that you are doing. Because people sometimes they say that electronic is kuna vifaraga wa computer, others say that manual has a lot of irregularities. So it's always good to have the two, compare the two, have the surety. It may not be 100%, but we can say that it will be true and fair. And whoever loses the elections will be satisfied that I've lost the elections, I've seen whatever that have happened, and I've lost the election legally. So I support that point. But on the other side of not streaming the results, because note that the media streams from whatever that the IBC gives to them. If the IBC does not give to them, they will not get it. You can't tell me that you are cooking something there inside. I'm not seeing whatever that you are cooking, and I know that there is a possibility that you can poison me, and I just wait for the results. And you bring me the ugali, and I just start eating. My friend, you poison me, and I may never know.
Okay, I'm coming back to it, but let me ask you, Mr. Gashia, you have had the conversation of the two in supporting Azimio, and of course they from Kenya Kwanza, that is UDA aligned. You look at also this bill that has been brought to Parliament. What do you make of it? And actually, how is it going to change actually the electoral process in Kenya?
This bill being introduced, I really support it. It brings us an opportunity where we can deliberate, because that has always been the bone of contention, where people have consistently and periodically received to accept the results. Now, what this bill tries to streamline is the results transmission and how to verify that the results transmitted are accurate. It's still being introduced. I wouldn't want us to, as the Democratic Party, either to take sides. Let it come to the House of Parliament. We have professionals, we have people of integrity, they will debate it. But all that, in my opinion, the bill is trying to do is ensure that we don't have a scenario where either the losing principles will take this country and start for granted and start saying that their votes were stolen. So let's listen to this bill, let it be debated. In my opinion, I think I will prefer we have both the electronic and the manual transmission, where we can have an opportunity to compare. Also, political parties tend to have their own tallying center where they do the tallying. So I think the bill will also address that.
What about the part that says that it will not allow the IBC to maybe air the results live? Or it's just okay with you?
I think there will be an amendment clause which will be introduced, but in my honest opinion, I think it is prudent. Let's have the electronic transmission. Let the IBC transmit these votes electronically. Let the Kenyans know what trajectory the votes are taking. And also, let's ensure that we have the manual
which you support.
Yeah, which I support.
To you, sir, actually, the deputy president, actually, after that bill was introduced, there was speculations that it was going to be introduced, and of course, further for debate in the parliament. The deputy president tweeted, and I quote, "The never-ending onslaught through election law amendments is a choreographed attempt to install a puppet on the Kenyan electorate and sabotage our freedom of choice and hard-earned democracy. The plan is evil and must fail. The people have resoundingly said Hatupangwingi." And of course, he continues and says in another tweet, "The desperate efforts to install Project Kitendawili by forceful, illegal, undemocratic, and unconstitutional means portends a troubled future for Kenya, its democracy, the rule of law, freedom of its citizens, and ultimately everyone's well-being." Actually, that is what you're saying, that you're not in support of the law entirely. Is it so?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so let us. Yana, I don't know whether we can get the video, then we can start the conversation, pick the conversation from there.
Tutabadilisha sheria kuhakikisha ya kwamba hakuna tena koti itapindua uamuzi wa wananchi bila ya kuhesabu kura ya mwananchi. Haiwezekani. Wakati transmission inafanyikwa electronic, pia manual transmission inaendelea. Moja ikikosekana, ingine iko tayari. Hakuna kudanganywa tena.
Now that is the deputy president talking after the 2017 elections had been nullified. And of course he was in support of the same law that is now against. What do you think What do you make of this?
Well, I said, for me as a person, I would propose that we have the two. We have the manual and we have the electronic. So that once you bring them to the table, you'll surely go with the sovereignty of the people, because the people's word should be final.
Why is he against it right now? He was in support, actually.
Not-
in 2017, he was in support of it, but right now he's against it.
Let's note, not that he's against it. He needs it. Once it goes to the parliament, it has to be debated.
Yes.
We have to remove any clause that may be used as a poison. As I can say that you may have a very full bag of potatoes, but if you have one that is rotten, it destroys the full bag of potatoes. So let the bill go to the parliament, let it be debated, because it's yet to be fully debated. Once it's debated, we'll have all the good clauses should be there. The same thing that we say to the BBI. Let's have it debated, let's have the best clauses remaining there, all the fake ones, let's remove them.
Okay. Arego, what do you make of all this? You've had the conversation of
I think my friend is not entirely informed about that bill. Because the tweet you've read, the deputy president is against the whole of that bill. In fact, this bill has already been to parliament. And we already saw it taking UDA Azimio. The UDA people, the Azimio people, wanted to reduce the public participation time from 14 to around 7. UDA people voted against that, and Azimio voted for it. It means that as the bill is going to be discussed, it is going to be like the political parties act amendment. But now, just to go back to that point, the deputy president, when he was talking there, it was after just the nullification of the Nini. He knew that they have the system. So they say they were in government, they could control it and ensure that they have a manual system that they can easily rig. So that's why he was insistent on using the same. But today he realizes that he is not inside the government. And for some reason, these people may decide to use this legislation to manipulate the result. And that is the inconsistency of the deputy president that as a voter hurts me.
Okay.
Today he says this when it doesn't favor him, when it is now against him, it changes sides.
Thank you so much. Mr. Gashie, you look at all these conversations, what do you make of it?
I really want to
You've
sympathize.
had the DP rooted talk.
I really want to sympathize with the deputy president. He seems not to be consistent with his utterances, because now this is a clear conflict of opinion, what he said in 2017. But what we want to say, let him not put the cart before the horse. Let him first listen, let the bill come to the floor of the House. He has always boasted to be having the numbers. Let his numbers count with regard to that bill. Let him not be preemptive and start whipping emotions by saying that this bill is supposed to make sure that Raila Amolo Odinga is installed as the president. Let him hold his horses. Let him debate the bill in the floor of the House, and if he has any amendments or he wants an introduction of a clause, let him do it on the floor. Yeah.
So you've heard actually the deputy president from the tweet is against the whole process, the whole bill. And he says it that there's a plan to rig elections, to rig the Bwana Kitendawili into presidency. What do you make it like? What do you make of this?
Yeah, as we know in
Do you actually believe that there's plans to rig elections?
I can
And
say
you've also heard from your colleagues that he is not consistent. There's hypocrisy in his speech. What he said in 2017 when he was still with the government, and after he has changed his tune.
It's not about hypocrisy.
Yes.
What it is here, it's that you may work very hard to achieve something, but your brother or your opponent there is just seated planning on how he will go and take the seat the way that person wants by trying to cut around the corners, finding the loopholes of the law. So there are some things that we cannot accept. If it's to go to the people, go to the people, get the numbers. I can quote something, even if it's outside the topic a little bit. When Raila Amolo Odinga, Honorable, wants to go for a rally, he advertises for that one rally for about a week. And that rally, the people that it holds, Ruto makes 5 of them in a day.
Okay.
So this guy is traversing the country, going everywhere, trying to capture the numbers. And you can't tell me that you just sit and relax and wait for these guys to come and rig.
Okay, let me give Mike a chance quickly as we end the show.
Oh, okay. You, as a member of the UDA,
Yes.
try to be concerned about your campaigns. Our Right Honorable.
I'm
Raila
talking
Amolo
about the
Odinga,
rigging.
I'm just you said that we organized 1 rally per week.
Yeah, actually,
I'm referring to that.
Michael Arega, let me just answer this. You look at this bill, actually, we are going back to 2007, or the system that we had in 2007. That is the same system in which then presidential contenders, Raila Amolo Odinga and Mwai Kibaki faced. And actually, Raila Odinga cried that he was being shortchanged. What do you think that is going to be different in this system, in the same system that you cried fall of?
Okay,
Yes, in
okay.
2022.
As we previously said,
Yes.
we have analyzed the personality of Mr. William Ruto, and we realized he's a thief. What Abdu Badida said in reaction to this law is that the government of Kenya, on August 9th, 2022, has 2 roles to do.
Yes.
They can either ensure that no one is stealing, or they can steal themselves.
Okay.
Ruto is a very sophisticated man.
Okay.
If you give him any chance, he can steal.
Okay.
So you can either, with Raila, the happiness with Raila is that in 2007, for some reason, he wasn't in power.
Okay.
So this time round, at least, we can have a fair, a free and fair election. That's the only difference here.
Okay. Let me give you a chance as you make your final remarks and as we wrap it up the show.
My only opinion will be, let's read this bill, let it be debated in the floor of the parliament, and let's listen to Kenyans, because all these parliamentarians are representative of Kenyans. If you say you have the numbers, let your numbers count in the floor of the House.
Okay.
But in my closing remark, let's ensure we have few days remaining. I urge all the young people of this country to participate in the voter registration process.
Okay.
I also urge my fellow young men and women of this country, let us take the leadership mantle of this country. We in the Democratic Party are encouraging people to come to our party. We are going to give them 50% waiver nomination fee. Okay. We are going to finance them. We are going to brand them. We are going to ensure that they have an equal pedestal with the experienced politicians while we seek the leadership mantle of this country.
Can you make your final remarks in 20 seconds?
It's okay.
Please do.
So, well, I can say that I can still insist on whatever my brother has said. It's time for registration. We have 3 days left, and we can say that we choose good leaders. If we don't vote for them, you vote the other side. So I can urge our people, the young people, if you've not taken your vote, you have an ID, you don't have a vote, kindly go and register. Then the other point is, make sure as Kenyans as we are, let's vote in the good leaders. Let's not vote in the bad leaders and we spend 5 years complaining of bad leaders.
Mike.
Those are my comments.
Okay, finally, I'll just say what my brothers are saying. We really need to fix the current problems this nation faces, and you have the power as a Kenyan to do so. The only way you can do that is if you register to vote. I urge especially the young people, we are told that this is going to be an economic revolution. Please, let's be part of history. Let's use the 2 days remaining to get out and find your bullet, because there's a time when Baba will say, fire.
Thank you so much. You've heard from them, fire, 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 and of course it comes from the political angles, and of course they've been giving us their opinions. We have different political opinions here, and of course this is the Insight. Every Friday, 8 p.m., you get to hear from us as we get to give you views in ways or perhaps that maybe you could not have known if you did not hear from us. Well, on behalf of everyone else who has made this a success, I want to wish you a good night. And of course, you can keep on with the conversation. That is as 21144. That is our SMS line. You can also keep in contact with us at GBS TV Africa at Eugene Ochieng Kwach. And of course, see you next Friday.